All right, so we're doing a quick video for feeding. Uh, I always recommend for all dogs to do raw food. Raw food's pretty simple. I think for as simple as it is, it's also super misunderstood. Um, Raw food is just biologically appropriate raw food. You can do that, which is the barf diet, or you can do a whole prey diet. Essentially, it's the same thing. Um, Muscle meat, organ meat, uh, just making sure they get the right amount of fats, proteins, keeping carbs out of the mix. And really, the main reason I do it because it's cheaper. Um, I get most of my dog's food at a local butcher or same place I get my food. So this is a pretty simple one. Today we'll do just a standard, like the simplest one is just a chicken leg quarter frozen. So that's like the muscle meat with the bone in. And then we're gonna add a little bit of rolled oats, like a little bit for kind of like digestive and fiber and stuff like that. And I'll show you how much I mean when I say a little bit. This is for my 4-year-old German Shepherd. And I mean, I guess the one thing I got to stress is like, it is very simple. It's a very simple diet, and all you have to do is not get too in your head about it and focus on just doing the things that the dog needs, and you should be fine. Let's see if I can get this thing to angle down. Might be a pain. We'll just do that. That'll work. Okay, great. So first things first. Sorry, I'm working with probably the worst attempt at a tripod ever, but I'll have one soon enough. You know, I'm late to the YouTube thing. I'm doing this because I like to train dogs. It's not really about YouTube. All right, so here we go. Really easy. Today we're just going to do a leg quarter, which I keep individually frozen because they're a bitch and a half to get separated. So I get them and separate them before I freeze them. I also freeze the legs because the leg quarters, you can scarf them down pretty fast. A lot of dogs will. But I like to freeze them. It adds a little bit of water content. It also slows down the dog eating it, so they'll chew it better. I also think they last longer. They're cleaner. And then the other part is it's expending energy. So like if you're gonna leave and feed your dog, or feed your dog and you want them to like, you can take them for early morning like bathroom run. Maybe you do a walk. I prefer to do training and then feed him. It's good. I mean, why not leech some energy from your dog when you're feeding them? So that's another reason why I do frozen. So we'll do that, and then like yesterday he got organ meat. 2-3 times a week he'll get almost exclusively organ meat, so like beef liver or kidney or brain. He'll get beef heart, chicken feet, a lot of stuff like that, to kind of mix it up. All right, so that's this. Boom, we got that. Okay, so, whoops. Kitchen is kind of a mess. My girlfriend was making cookies last night. So here's a couple of things I do, little pro tips. First things first, I take it and I turn on the water like that, and I'll just get it wet. I get it wet, and you'll see why. Getting it wet is good for getting the chicken leg wet. Let me misspeak there. It's a leg quarter for the record. It's not a chicken leg. But getting the meat wet is good for, is really good for things like when I want to add calcium, when I want to add oats. So what I use is calcium citrate without D3, no D3. You don't want to get it with D3. There's a reason behind it, and I could go into that. But basically, long story short, you don't want them to have D3. That's a human thing. It's not an animal thing. You do want to add calcium though. If you don't add calcium, you'll fuck up the calcium phosphorus levels in the dog. If you do that, then your dog will start to leach calcium from their bones, which is definitely not good. So yeah, basically, I'm taking a little bit of rolled oats, like a pinch, and throwing them on top. Quite literally, like barely any. If you look, we're doing like barely any on there. Okay, so that's that. And now we're gonna do a little piece of liver. I get this liver from the local store, beef liver, for $1.83. And there's like 9 pieces in here. Some of them are massive. And the dog loves it. My girlfriend hates it. She thinks it's disgusting, but hey, who cares, right? So I'll just grab like a big piece of liver and I'll plop that over the top. Sometimes it'll have the added benefit of freezing to the leg quarter, which is nice. And I'm only giving him 1 small piece because he got plenty yesterday. So again, this is where we're at. A little bit of liver, a little bit of oats. We're gonna take this bad boy right here, get a little spoonful of this. Now remember, you can feed your dog, anything, any type of meat that doesn't have a bone in it. However, I would recommend obviously using bone-in chicken. It's the easiest. And then you have to add calcium. So there's like a full scooper of calcium, and we're just gonna add it onto the liver. Boom. We'll let that kind of settle in. We don't want it to fall off. And my dog is he's a clever little bitch. He will basically pick up the food and then drop it on the floor to shake off whatever he can of the calcium, because he's hip to it. But it never really works that well. I'll also hide it by, the liver makes it really easy to hide it. You know, you put it on one side, you flip it over, and then he'll go for the piece of liver right away, and he'll get all the calcium. All right, cool. So calcium without D3. This is just standard fish oil, rolled oats, like regular Quaker oats. I don't put these pills in full, even though I guess you could. They're just cellulose. I cut them with a pair of like scissors from the 99-cent store because all the regular scissors are impossible to cut them with. I don't know why. When I was using regular scissors, I was just getting fish oil all over my shirt every day. I ruined 2 shirts. It sucked. All right, cool. So that's basically it for the food. And then the dog has been sitting waiting. That's another great thing you can do. Training with attrition, you can put your dog in a sit position while you feed. You can do it right in front of you. I personally put him outside where he's gonna eat. He's waiting to eat, so I want him to be there calm and waiting. I could put him here. I have before when I was starting to train him to wait, just to monitor, monitor him sitting, making sure he keeps his ass on the ground. He's not wandering or doing anything. But we'll take a look and see if we can. Find him. Good boy. What's up, boy? You ready for food? Sit. So the dog's been waiting for quite some time in this video when we were making the food. He was out here for at least 10 minutes, and sometimes he'll be in down as long as he stays on his mark. That's fine. But he has to wait. He has to wait for that command, then he can eat. Other than that, I'd just say raw food is pretty simple. Don't let yourself get too in your head about it. Stick to the things that the canine and the wolf would eat. Don't waste your time with a bunch of vegetables and carbs and bullshit. No sweet potatoes or any other crap that you see people putting in there. Just stick to what works. Don't overthink it.